Annyeonghaseyo. All right. This is completely new to me. I have no idea. I heard it mentioned earlier today, and they were like, "Oh, that macaroni and cheese song," and I was like, "Okay, I just gotta check this out." Young Posse. I have no idea. This is the first time that I think I've heard of the group, and so I just thought, yeah, let's just check this out because it sounded like a good time. So here we go. Young Posse, macaroni and cheese.
Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Macaroni cheese.
Hold on. Okay, let me. Can we do this? And I need to fix this. Let's at least go HD. Okay.
It's a dish of cooked macaroni pasta and a cheese sauce, most commonly cheddar sauce.
Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. On the cream, pop it like a cheese. On the cream, pop it like a cheese. Flow, salt, pepper, 다 섞어, just eat it up. Dripping on my body, 모든 cheddar cheese, eat it up. What you mean is no 맛이라 말해, don't just make it up. 그러고 먹지 easy peasy 이미 넌 내 입으로 yeah. Macaroni ever try yeah. 먹다 보니 막가야. Got me so crazy, yeah, wanna shake it. Pump some soda, 다 같이 gathering. It's necessary, party, goalie, 없이. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Put it in the freezer, ooh, ice. Breakfast to dinner, so nice. 365 하루 종일 in your mouth. 마카로니 마카로니 아니라 going more. I miss cheesy, 얼른 come and taste it. I just want it, but don't make my body. 자꾸 따라오지 마, 좀 밑에 그 taxi. 양은 피노 카, but it's racing. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese.
감사합니다. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Shut it like it greasy, shut it like it cheesy. Shut it like it greasy, shut it goes it's like it's hot. Shut it like it greasy, shut it like it cheesy. Shut it like it greasy, shut it goes it's like it's hot.
Okay, so this is it's actually really interesting. This is probably one of the most heavily sort of contemporary Western rap influences, right, that I've seen, because a lot of times when you get examples in K-pop music of hip hop, sort of bass, right, or some trap percussion work, but it's usually not the basis for the entire track. You'll get a combination of things, so you might have some pop, some funk, some R&B, and little elements. The bass will be one style, the percussion will be one style, and then they'll have fun with the melody lines over the top and stuff. But this is basically a trap song. You know what I mean? It has this minimalist mix with 808 bass. some hat work in there that is like is trap, like trap mix, volume 100. I mean, like it's straight up trap music. You know what I mean? Um, but it's interesting. It's so it's like psychedelic, pretty much. Like it's this the uh, the play on the concept. The use of color, the lyric talking about all, because it's all about like sense perception. It's all about not just the flavor, but even temperature, right? Like she starts going into put it in the freezer. Ooh, like it's cold, and then it's hot, and then it's greasy, and it's like all these different things that appeal to like your sense perception, right? And so it's they're going into like this fun sort of psychedelic space with this idea of like macaroni and cheese, and it's fun. Like this is fun. This is like it's not actually parody, but it's like right on the verge. You know what I'm saying? Like it's right on the edge. It would have to be, like Weird Al used to take a song and then think about food and then make a parody version of the song that was based on food instead of what the original concept of the song was. But this starts as the concept is macaroni and cheese. So it's not meant to be really a parody of anything, but it is quite entertaining. It's really interesting, man. Okay. So this setting, it looks like it's supposed to be in New York, right? Because of the Empire State Building, right? And maybe they just flew here. I mean, I'm guessing, right? Because of the plane. So it's like they land in New York, and then, to be honest, I've never seen a vending machine in the States. I'm not saying they don't exist. Maybe they do in New York, right? Like in some places. But I've never seen a straight up mac and cheese like vending machine. You know what I mean? I've seen like sandwiches and stuff like that, like stuff that you could just eat straight, like and it's food. It's not like junk food or candy or something like that. But I've never actually seen like straight up mac and cheese in a vending machine. Not saying it doesn't exist, but this whole thing, like it's man, it's really quite psychedelic. Okay, so we got the you have the 808 in the kick, right? Pretty standard. And then you have what the snare provides the accent on 2 and 4. It's a clap that's being used, right? And then there's some little percussive like hat hits in there, but they're very syncopated down to like maybe the 16th note subdivisions, the and right before the 2 or the 4, right?
Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Macaroni cheese is a dish of cooked macaroni pasta and a cheese sauce, most commonly cheddar sauce.
So little, like the you have the whisper coming in, right? That's actually it's like using a percussive rhythm, right? For that part, a lot of it is informed by percussion rhythms. Then you have that voiceover, right? And then you get a synth riser in there, like bring us many little things like that, like these little embellishments and these little things that are added on top, synced up with like the takeoff of the plane. Like these are the elements that really start to put the punctuation on the whole psychedelic take on it.
Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. On the cream, pop it like a cheese. On the cream, pop it like a cheese.
So the vocal delivery, right? Like again, really informed by percussive rhythms, like the rhythmic pattern that's going on there. There's little 16th note, almost double stops, one and a, right? And then but the delivery, the sort of like whispery sort of style, right, that's going on. So a lot of vocal fry, like it's very specific. You have to record this like really proximal to a mic, because there's intentionally, like, restrained sort of projection on it. It's not like this is really being sung out loud. It's almost like a sotto voce under the breath kind of a delivery.
Flow so paper 다 섞어 just hit it up. Dropping on my body 모든 채라 just hit it up. What you mean is no 맛이라 말해 don't just make it up.
Oh, straight eighth notes there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, right?
그러고 먹지 easy busy
Or
이미
16.
너네 입으로
And a 2 and a 3
Macaroni
and
ever
a 4.
try, yeah, yeah. 먹다 보니 마카, yeah, yeah, yeah. Got me so crazy, yeah, wanna shake it. 펌 some soda, 다 같이 gathering. It's necessary, party, goalie, 없이 입으로 goalie.
That wasn't a bad bar right there at the end. Like the when the rap really starts to take off and really starts to pick up on its rhythm. But there was like 4, 5 different rhythmic patterns that were going on there just in that like verse section. It gets really interesting, actually. The bass and the percussion stay fairly consistent in what they're doing, right? Like every so often you get probably the end of a phrase is kind of highlighted by the 808s doing that little ascending arpeggio, dun 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 dun. But the vocal rhythms, those are the ones that keep changing up, right? And I mean, that was a whole, like, everybody had a different groove that was going on, it's really interesting.
Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Put it in the freezer. Ooh.
It's smart. It's like, it's actually pretty clever, So they got this dynamic play, right? When it goes from that laid back sort of delivery, right? Macaroni cheese, and then it goes whisper macaroni cheese. So there's a change in dynamic levels there, to going actually true, like almost sort of voce, or just whispering it, right? But little things like this, put it in the freeze, ooh, right? Like little expressive sounds. It just emphasizes the idea of like cold, right? And it is interesting because there's been more subjectively, like more about hot, right? It's hot and it's creamy, and and then all of a sudden it's a tone shift as well, like going into, okay, we're talking about things being hot and all that. Now we're gonna talk about things being cold.
Like a cheese. Put it in the freezer. Ooh, ice. Breakfast to dinner. So nice. 365 하루 종일 in your mouth. 마카로니 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 아니라 going more.
So it's really nice to the build up there. It's a great rhythm, man. It is. It's fun. It's all the rhythmic play that makes this song fun. Again, the riser, synth riser.
Come and taste it. I just want it, but don't make my body. 자꾸 떨어진 my drum, it took a taxi. Young and Pino, car, but it's racing.
Oh, they use the airplane tone. When the flight is going to make the flight captain is going to make an announcement, right? And you get that little tone, bing, and then that's your captain. So they used that. They sampled that sound and put it in the mix, actually.
Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese.
So the opposite of a riser now. Now we have this sound that's going, right? It's descending instead of ascending. It's a very similar type of synthesized sound, but it's going in the opposite direction. So you see how there's play with opposites, right? Hot to cold, ascending, descending, dynamic levels from something spoken to something whispered. There's more syncopated, spread apart rhythms, and then it slowly builds up to something that's actually more full and a little bit more complex. So a lot of play between like opposites, between okay, this is one way and then here's the opposite way to do that, right?
Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Macaroni cheese, I got macaroni cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese. Under cream, pop it like a cheese.
So we got four beats with the clap now, you know. It's a constant changing of the different elements, like in the percussion. The bass stays really interesting throughout also. There's definitely a main groove that's going on that gives it a lot of continuity. It's kind of the the glue or the cheese that, you know, keeps everything together in the track is what your 808s and drums are doing, right? And then you get different rhythmic devices and things going on in the throughout the mix, and the percussion and the bass will also change up too and keep it interesting. It's got a lot of things going on actually. It just seems like this is really laid back, but it's very carefully made actually. There was some work and some consideration that went into actually putting this track together. It's fun. It makes it fun. Say cheese.
감사합니다. Yum 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 yum. Yum yum yum.
Shut it like it greasy, shut it like it cheesy. Shut it like it greasy, shut it goes it's like it's hot. Shut it like it greasy, shut it like it cheesy. Shut it like it greasy, shut it goes it's like it's hot.
It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That bass sound was like, so buzzy and gritty, right? Like it has a lot of body to it actually, because you can feel the sort of oscillation that occurs whenever it kind of distorts. You know, it's hitting that like farthest extent that it can really go, and kind of wobbling at the end. And so that makes it so just full, like it's a really full, rich bass sound, which is good because the song's about macaroni and cheese, right? You want it to be rich, you know what I'm saying? Like it's actually it's really interesting, man. Like the way they approach this, there are a lot of things going on in the mix that reinforce or attempt to demonstrate or express this, description of macaroni and cheese, right? Like the concept work is like it's standard level. Like in other words, they're not taking it easy or anything. It's got concept work all throughout, like all throughout the mix, the lyric, everything, which is inspired. You know what I mean? Like to do it about macaroni and cheese, it's just it's cool. It's cool. It's fun. It's definitely very young, even the choreography, it has this sort of wonky type of like, not very serious, but the movements still have to be performed, the way properly, like you can't be too relaxed in certain parts, and so that's what's really fascinating about it, is that it is a very lighthearted song, right? It's a very lighthearted concept. This isn't about anything serious. It's macaroni and cheese. Like it's just supposed to be a treat. It's just supposed to be a good time. But when you think about it, and you start to like pick this apart, uh, all of the aspects of it are being done at the same level as anything else, right? It's kind of necessary, but this is still one of the most heavily like Western inspired type of tracks that I've seen. Um, it just mostly because of the trap style, that being very, very contemporary, and just to have pretty much the entire song in that style, and not necessarily a combination of styles, which is kind of counterintuitive in a way, because macaroni and cheese is a combo. It's a dish that's based on two things together, right? You got the pasta noodle, and then you've got cheese, and you mix them together, and all of a sudden this thing between the flavor of the cheese and the texture of the pasta becomes something really enjoyable. And you would think that if you were going to make a song, you would perhaps combine a couple of different stylistic elements, right? One expressing or sort of demonstrating a concept of the cheese, and the other demonstrating the principle of the noodle, let's say. But they actually just went with, one main style. There's no stylistic contrast or shift between the sections, between verse and chorus, right? It's extremely consistent, right? And your contrast, your variation comes in a lot of the rhythmic change-ups, right? The patterns and the rhythms throughout a very minimalist mix, right? You got bass, you got percussion, you got vocal. That's pretty much it. And then there's little added, embellishments and lines and little sounds in there, a lot of samples, right? Like the airplane intercom ding, right, that comes in. So there's little things like that. And but it maintains this consistency, a very deliberate consistency. And I guess that does make sense, actually. If we're talking about macaroni and cheese, it has a pretty, like the consistency is pretty much the same, right? Like if you eat a bowl of macaroni and cheese, the first spoonful tastes just the same as the last spoonful, right? So I mean that works. It is very interesting, actually. It's from what I can gather just from like watching this and hearing it for the first time. This is just meant to be fun. This is just meant to be a good time. It's, I don't think that they're taking themselves too seriously, right, in this track. I like mac and cheese. It's been a while since I've had it, actually. And the best macaroni, maybe this is just me too, right? But I'm thinking about the it shows the vending machine, and then the box, right? Like this box of macaroni and cheese that drops down. And that's the best kind. Like, none of this fancy macaroni. You know what I mean? Like when they try to get fancy with it, and we're gonna use this, kind of cheese and this particular kind of pasta noodle. It's like, no, man. Give me the Kraft macaroni and cheese in the box. The SpongeBob, you know what I mean? Like those are that's good, and it's that cheese sauce too. It's that cheddar-based cheese sauce. That's the best macaroni and cheese, like by far. That's the one, right? I'll try other stuff, when they want to get like highfalutin with it or whatever. Like, this is gourmet macaroni and cheese, but wow, it's like trying hard. You know what I'm saying? Mac and cheese is simple. Like, don't overcomplicate it, right? And that's really what's expressed in this song and in this track. It's simple. Don't overcomplicate it at all. Keep it simple. Keep it down to the bare elements of it, the things that make it good, and mix that together a little bit. And it's and it talks about like salt and pepper. I just add a little bit, right? Those are those little things that are sprinkled in the mix just to change it up every now and then, give you a little taste of something different throughout. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It's definitely very catchy. The concept is so easy to just wrap your head around. For one, the sound, again, the sort of trap styles, like I said, extremely contemporary. So this goes down easy. It's like, it's a no-brainer. It's so obvious, right? It's maybe a little bit on the nose, sure, right? Like I that's fair. I'm okay with saying that, but it does what it's trying to do, and doesn't really want to go much farther than that, right? And so I can see this actually getting pretty popular. I thought the whole thing was fun, though. I thought the entire thing was fun. The mix, the vocal, all these different rhythms that we got, the video, the choreography, all this is fun. This is a great time, man. This is really awesome. Man, hey, I can't, I don't knock it. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I really did. I'd have to look at more from this group. This is the first time I've ever heard this group before. I think they're relatively new. Young Posse seems very young, right? They seem like a newly established group or newly formed group that hasn't been around for too long. And it's a great energy too that matches that very well, like very well. So that was fun, man. It's just a treat, That's all. It's just a treat, and it's good. It's good. It's very enjoyable too. Young Posse, Macaroni Cheese. That's simple, but very fun. Very psychedelic trap song about, a good a dish, right? A good food, a nice. Enjoyable food. I thought it was a very well executed concept work, right? Like the delivery on this matches the concept about as perfectly as you can do it. Like I don't really think, I think it was so balanced, right? So deliberately constructed, in many in all of its aspects. That this is about the best way that you can do that, given the style and the concept. Yeah, it was fun. It's just this is so much fun that it makes me want to, I'm curious about the group now, right? Like this is what it's done. It pulled me in with its catchiness and with its just its camp and it's fun, right? Like this has my attention now, and I'm like, who are Young Posse? Like, you know what I mean? Like this is what this has done. This has pretty much set me up for getting into the group. So I'll look for something else by the group. I'll definitely check them out again, because this was a good time, man. Young Posse, Macaroni Cheese.